this movie, first of all, it's quite experimental. It must be difficult for an actor to present yourself in the screen, front of the screen.
I think, there were some technical difficulties, just trying to imagine the web page and where the mouse is supposed to be going and all that stuff. And part of it, but there was a broader difficulty, I think, which is to be self-aware, seeing your reflection, which is just hard for an older person like myself.
Are you serious? No, you're not old at all.
But you know what I mean? It's hard to see yourself, and it's sort of counter to the way you're taught to act, But so it was tricky. It was tricky, but fun.
So when you first saw the script about the story, did you thought about how to present it, and does the story relate to you at all?
The script and the character and all of that fits so well in my mind. I felt that I really related to everything, but the way it was being presented, I thought, I've never seen anything like this. I wonder if it's gonna work
at all. So that was the first things in your mind, and then when you saw the finished project, does it blow you guys' mind?
I saw it at first at my agency. We had a screening, and I texted Anish, you have congratulations. I feel like you've expanded the vocabulary of movies, and that's a really extraordinary thing to do. And then the first public, and it was extremely gratifying to see the film work, and it was mostly just I was enjoying it. And then secondarily at Sundance, when we premiered it in front of an audience, I was sort of overwhelmed by, for me, I was saying how crazy it was to see a family that looked like mine on screen. It was much more emotional than I could have foreseen.
And you did have a lot of drama in these films. So basically, you need to show your face only in front of a small camera. Yeah, on the screen, right? On computer screen and cell phone screen like that. So it has to be more dramatic, the way you present everything. Did you try to look into the mirror and practice and see how it works?
I tried to avoid that, but it was interesting. I was kind of uncomfortable with it, but
really?
The fun part was...
In what way?
It was such an extreme close-up, and I tried not to think... You try to avoid thinking about the parameters of the shot, but it's almost impossible because it's impossible to avoid that because the shot is so tight. And then it became more fun when I think I worked with Anish on trying to sort of explore the space. So, we worked with depth and trying to figure out the language of this kind of performance style. It was really different, and I don't even know what I've learned. It was just we were trying to kind of come up with something new because the circumstances were entirely new.
So you were watching a camera instead of the computer or the
Yes, right. It was shot on a GoPro that was mounted on a laptop.
Wow.
Yeah. So the GoPro was dead center. We'd have to. Anyway, so it was just trying to imagine all these the web pages was.
So all the screen we saw on the movie theater screen, it's all shot by the GoPro.
The GoPro was shot us, the human beings.
Yeah, and then everything else was all the editing.
Was later.
Wow,
so
awesome.
they spent 2 years making the movie.
Painstakingly.
Star Trek mostly filmed in the green studio, and the way you just mentioned with the close shot. It reminds me of the Iron Man. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. told me the same things. It really feels uncomfortable to have the camera so close to you. So you guys, that's basically a superhero style.
It's funny. I just think that there's a generational difference in relationship to lenses. I think acting for many years stressed me out because the camera stressed me out, and it's this big machine that's looking at you, and you're trying to do this scene over here, but trying not to be too aware of this, and it takes a lot. For me, it took an enormous amount of practice to be able to relax in front of a lens because it was so scary.
Right.
But you know, younger kids are not at all afraid of a lens. They're very natural in front of lenses.
Right.
You know, like my kids, I've been taking pictures of them nonstop since they were born. So I think they're much more comfortable with the presence of a lens, but older people are less so.
The vehicle was discovered late last night.
$2,500 in cash was found.
Something doesn't add up.
Has anyone considered that it was an absolute stranger?
You can't see things clearly.
All I'm trying to do is to help you find my daughter.
We need nothing from you.
Where were you the night my daughter went missing?